Hi folks, it's Dean here, and this is an overview today of my Summit Mountain bivi by Rab. It's described as a single skin, two-person mountaineering shelter with increased headroom. Some people say it's a bivy, some people say it's a tent. Rab themselves call it, as I quoted, a mountaineering shelter. I think it's a bit of a hybrid in all honesty. It's kind of in between the two. Packs down very small, but then you've got the headroom of a tent. It says it's two-person, it would be very cosy two-person, but then it is stated on this site and designed as it's a high altitude or expedition tent, so really where you're looking at weight is of the importance. Before I show you around, I'll give you some of the usual quotes and I'll give you some of the features involved. It says here it's got a highly breathable exchange-like fabric, which you can see is the usual thing that Rab use on most of their single skin products, their jackets, etc. As previously mentioned in one of my other videos, I prefer Event to Gore-Tex. I know people won't necessarily agree with me, but I find it more hard wearing when you're using it on rougher terrains and knocking it about a bit. It seems to last longer, and that is speaking from personal experience of Gore-Tex and Event. It's got a 10,000mm laminated nylon waterproof bathtub base, internally pitched DAC 8.84mm aluminium poles, two sealed donut link tie-in points, and these located at the top and the side, which I shall get round to in shortly. 4 internal pockets, a mosquito net door, glow-in-the-dark zip pullers. Now this also has an option. You can buy separately a removable removable porch, which adds another 140cm length for gear storage. That extra optional porch, if you want to buy it, will add an extra 1,000 grams or 35 ounces to this. This on its own, all in, weighs 2,000 grams or 71 ounces. The size is 2,220mm by 1,200mm, or 222cm by 120cm, 2.2 meters by 1.2 meters. That's the base, and the height is 10,000mm or 100cm or 1 meter. This one, as you can see, is olive. It also comes optional in the colour red. Unfortunately, I haven't got the specs for it to pack down, but when it's in the bag, which I'll show you in a minute, I'd say it's just shy of a foot long and about 7 to 8 inches in diameter or wide, whatever you want to call it. Right, I'll give you some close-ups now to show you the things. First of all, when I said about the extra add-on porch, this comes on this bit, which is quite well thought out. This is a tough material. It's siliconized on the inside, on the outside it's quite tough as well. It appears to siliconized on the inside. Still very weatherproof. Now if you can see this up in here, I don't know if I've got the light on or not. No, you can't really see it, but up in there is. Oh, there, can you just about make out the buckle? I do apologise for the quality, but there's a buckle which is one of those quick clip buckles, and then the canopy will attach down the sides and come trailing out here further. I have seen a picture of it. It's available on Rab's website as well, and it looks quite handy, and I think it's down to whether or not you want to carry the weight yourself, in all honesty. Right, it's got reflective points on each corner. If I hear, these are double reinforced in the inside, all taped and double seamed. I've got to point out all the guy lines that are on this did not come with it. It didn't come with any guy lines. Now I'm Rab's biggest fan, but £320 I paid for it. I must admit I was a little disappointed that no guy lines were thrown in, particularly for the weather conditions it's designed for, where you're going to have very strong winds, etc. And I will point out now, this cannot be used in wind without guy lines. If you have a look at one of my other videos, I went on Sugarloaf, which is at the foot of the Brecon Beacons of Black Mountains the other day, and I've got a video of it. You hear the wind blowing on my Facebook profile. There was a picture of this tent is literally bearing over where it hasn't got any of the guy lines out yet, so you'll definitely need guy lines and some good ones. Obviously nylon, etc. will stretch, so the ones I've attached on the actual things which hold myself the poles, this is 2.5mm Dyneema with a reflective Kevlar sheath, and I've got cam cleats on it. And then this is nylon, which I've fixed on the bottom, which is a 3.5mm nylon with cam cleats, Dan's got metal slider cleats, on it. At the base, on every corner, you've got it fully reinforced here. Very, very, very heavy duty nylon or polyester mixed together, which is then siliconized, double stitched and tape seamed. This is a very good touch here. I don't know if you can see this. Rather than just having the usual webbing, they've got the webbing, and then they've put a very, very tough rubber material or sheath attachment, it seems like it's heat sealed onto it to stop it wearing away. And I must admit, it's fantastic, that is. That's a really, really good idea. I haven't come across it with any other tent manufacturer, so I think it's an innovation that Rab do with their tents, but it's superb. Taking up the sides, you can see you're probably internally, which I'll get to in a minute, it's all tape seamed, sealed inside. You have a good storm flap here. I'll show you my hand, very deep. I'd say that's probably the best part of 70mm, 7 centimeters to 10. Sorry, 7 centimeters to 10 centimeters in depth. And then you've got an overlap here of the storm flap. You can see the zip comes down. Then you've got 2 Velcro fastenings here and here to stop it blowing out. Pictures of the bathtub for you. Here's another anchor point here. And then this is attached by here again. Internally, I'll show you once I get inside that that's sealed and backed up. You've then got your side aspect here. Another tie-in point here with a cam cleat on it. And I've attached that to the same peg which comes with it. You get a bag of pegs with it. My Ridge Master I showed you came with DAC aluminium alloy pegs. These appear to be just standard aluminium alloy. I must admit they appear a little cheaper than the DAC ones, and they're not marked as DAC, but they're still proficient for what I'm using them for. This is one of the donut tie-in points which it mentions, which you can use. Again, showing you the bathtub, it's super reinforced, very, very tough. That is the nylon they're on about, circularized nylon, but this again is very tough material. Nice little feature they've got on this bit by here is when you've pulled in your guy lines and tied them up, every point, I don't know if you can see this, I can't really get it open with one hand, sorry, just bear with me. I'll try and pull it open using my thumb. No, I can't. Basically this is Velcro by here, a Velcro pouch, and this will open up and form as a pouch for you to put the guy lines into. Here's the back end. You got another one of these here. These are all very essential, all these, the ones on both sides and this, because these are essentially what stop the middle blowing in strong winds. I've tested this out Lord knows how many times in bad weather. I've had it now for probably about a year and a half, and I've been out in absolutely every type of weather, from sunny like it is today to literally I had a whiteout condition at one point. It was probably gusting up to 60-70 mile per hour winds, snowing heavily, and inside you couldn't even tell there was anything going on. It was literally silent in there, other than obviously the noise of the sound of the wind outside, but there was no movement inside. These are all double stitched and tape seamed inside, so whilst they might appear flimsy, they're not going anywhere. They'll take a tremendous strain. I strongly doubt they'll give out unless you've got ridiculously high winds, which we're not going to experience over here in the UK. Travelling further around, I'll just step back a bit so you can get an idea of the size of that. I said in my previous videos, please excuse the state of my garden. The house I'm living in at the moment, I'm currently renovating, and the garden's the last bit I'm going to get around to, because I've got a 1.5-year-old daughter and fiance, so I need to look after the inside of the house before I get to the garden, which I'll be doing next. But anyway, that's not relevant really at the moment. So here's another view of it. So you can see, all in all, you've got on the base 6 stakeout points for guy lines, and then off each pole on each corner you've got stakeout point, and then you've got 3 of these ones you can see central in the screen now, which says Summit Mountain on it, one there and another on the other side. It makes it exceptionally stable, and due to its narrow contour, so long as you put the back into the wind, you won't feel much of the wind anyway. There you go again on this side. This is reflective material, again as shown on the other side. I hate to repeat myself in case you didn't pick it up. Everything's double stitched, and internally it's tape seamed. Looking around the bottom again, this side, all reinforced. The same here, nylon webbing, double stitched, come out there, but it is tape seamed on the inside, and this rubber, which is exceptionally hard wearing. It's a little more flexible than car tyre rubber, but it's along those lines. It's that hard wearing, exceptionally tough, very, very tough. In case you didn't get it as well, I'll point out to you again, the guy lines don't come with it, has no guy lines. You will definitely need these if you're using this in bad weather at all. You won't get away with not using guy lines. Due to the fact that it's quite narrow, you get a side-on gust, it'll push it over or collapse it onto you. And obviously the alloy poles are very flexible, so they won't break, but it won't be a very enjoyable experience for yourself inside it. Right, so that's a look at the outside. Let's have a quick look inside. Once I open this up, I shall have to turn on a little light for you to see. I've shown you the storm flap. These are toggles here, if you want to hold this main door open. Inside, I'll try and point them out to you in a minute. You've got two sets of toggles, as in the length of elastic with a toggle on it. One set come outwards to hold this external door open. The other one goes internally to hold the fly door, because there is also a fly mesh door on here. However, I already folded that back for the purpose of this video, so it doesn't get in the way. Right, as pointed out, you've got this Velcro here and here, which hold these storm flaps down. You've got very good here, I think this is looks like some form of dyneema, which is reflective, and then on the ends it's glow in the dark. Quite a hard plastic that's glow in the dark, and then silicone pads by here to make it grip, which become, I've noticed, a little bit more stickier in fact in the wet. Very good size for if you've got gloves on, if your fingers are cold. Again, I'm putting this down to the fact that it's designed obviously for high altitude where it's going to be very cold. You could easily get this open with gloved fingers, probably even mittens if you held it just like that and put your finger through, which, as a lot of us know, at high altitude it's very unlikely you're going to be wearing fingered gloves. You'll have mittens on of some sort. Right, I'll open this up. I've partially opened it so as it make it easier for me, folks. Here's the other zip. Pass this round to the top. And I'll take this to put this outside so it's out of the way. The inside is lighter. One thing I've noticed is very good about this, sorry, I'll just go on a bit of a tangent here, but there you go, so you can see it's all heat sealed tape seams all the way around, double stitching on the zips so they won't come undone. You can see the teeth, fabric comes right the way up on the teeth, sorry, if I can almost focus on them, and the teeth are a good size. Not once have I had a problem with this jamming. I've zipped it up in a hurry in storm weather and the zip hasn't jammed on me once. It's very well thought out. Two zips side by side there. One is for the external door, this one here, and the other then is for the fly mesh, which I was speaking of here, which I've tied back. It's good. I've noticed that it's hard to see into through this mesh, and yet it's very easy to see out of. Now I don't know whether that's because of the ambient light inside compared to light outside. It's like when you're outside a house, if the lights are off it's hard for you to see in, but whoever's inside can see out easy. I don't know whether that's the same effect, but either way it's very good because it gives you a little bit of privacy if you are camping but it's hot and you want the door back. Right, this is the bag that it comes in. It does also have a bag for the aluminium poles, and you also get a tent bag. Unfortunately they're upstairs. I started making this video and forgot they were up there, and I thought, well, I'll just get on this one, get it posted for some people who have asked me if I can put this up on here. It's got the obvious state on the side, Rab Summit Mountain, and Exchange Light fabric.